I don't have time for these. I mean, you were very strong with the takeaway because, again, guys, you're realizing that you don't need that prospect. If that person doesn't come in now, are you going to need people in next month's project? Yes, absolutely. So what I want you to realize, guys, you have the leverage. You don't need any individual prospect. You don't get stuck on any one individual person. If the individual you're talking to is serious and wants to do the business, excellent. If they don't, excellent. It doesn't really matter to you, okay? Because you have the leverage thanks to the prospects themselves, okay? So I just want to fill it out. Now, so why don't you talk about your two numbers every day? You have two specific numbers that matter to you, that really matter to you. Why don't you share the two questions every single day that you were focused on?
This is really important. It's right here, it's right here on the screen. Those two things I'm about to tell you about as soon as that slide goes. Guys, this right here is everything. Before I tell you, I didn't create anything. I want you to respect the effort and the achievement that I did. But more importantly, what I want each and every single one of you to learn from me is I followed instructions. See, I realized that my current thinking had brought me to where I was in my life, whether that was good, bad, or indifferent. But for me to go to the next level, I had to submit. Everybody say submit. Submit. To someone else who had better thinking and better results. What that simply means, guys, is I had to check my ego at the door. I understand we're adults, we've got accountants, physicians, etc., blah, 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 all in the room. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to check your ego at the door, or else you're going to continue to replicate those same results. So I said, Stephen, and I'll tell you, I didn't understand the whole compensation plan. I get most of it, I really do, but not every single part right now. But I said, Stephen, what's the most important thing that I need to do to pull this off? And he said, Romacio, there are two numbers that I want you to be concerned with every single day. And I just said, Stephen, I'm going to do exactly what you said. I don't have time to go look at the ingredients. I don't have time to ask all these what I think are important questions. But remember, you can't take advice from people that don't have what you want. True or false? True. So what does that mean? If you don't have what you want, you can't even listen to you. That's a pretty good point. Does that make sense? You can't listen to you. You don't have what you want. So I had to shut me down and let me turn him up. Does that make sense? So here are the two. Click the little things on this. Here are the two. Number one, he said, Romacio, the first number I want you concerned with is how many times per day are you showing the plan? How many times per day are you showing the plan? And I said, Stephen, to hit my goal, what do I need to be? He said 7 to 10. Now, I'm full-time. I know all of you are not full-time, so I don't expect that from you. If you're part-time, minimum 2 a day. Okay? Either you're going to be part-time or full-time as you do this, but you can't be sometimes. You just can't. So make sure you plant your flag who you are. Part-time player, full-time player. So that was the first one. How many times per day are you going to show the plan? And Stephen, if you don't mind, as we're on this topic, before I give you the second number, why don't you share with everyone, showing the plan, what does that really consist of? Because some people think, oh, okay, I sent it to the website. No. Showing the plan is when you do the presentation. Now I want to be clear. The video is where it's at. You know, guys, listen, I love presenting 360. How many of you guys were with us last night? I had more fun than all of you. I mean, I had a blast. It was great. You know what I mean? I love showing the plan because talking chocolate and talking about the vision of 360 to me is just fun. I love it. It's like, it's like talking about the thing that interests me most. Some people talk sports, favorite baseball team, favorite NFL team. I love talking about chocolate. And so when I get in front sharing the chocolate story, it's awesome. If it were up to me, every city I went to, I'd do a full presentation every day. But what I realize and recognize is that I'm not in every city every single day, right? I'm not duplicatable, but what is duplicatable is passing out some chocolate, showing a video, and doing a 3-way. Does that make sense? Pass out the chocolate, show the video, do a 3-way, right? Now, the invitation process to showing the plan is what I love most. And that is, listen, this is where we're going to start getting this whole company moss on the same sheet of music. Even the international folks, when you think about the power of this. What if our total project as a company this month was 10,000? And what if your invitation is, listen, we're getting ready to put 10,000 people in this company this month, okay? You need to get in now, and I'm going to show you, okay, how you can have a large portion of those 10,000 in your downline below you. Wow. Okay, now that's powerful, right? So listen, you've got to see this.
We got to meet. You got to watch this video. There's your urgency, ladies and gentlemen. So again, now Project 1000. We're putting 1,000 people in Northern California this month. You have got to watch this video. As a matter of fact, when can you watch it? Can you watch it right now? Great. I'll call you back in 30 minutes, and that's when you're ever up on the phone. Your close, simple. Your close is the waiting room, guys. That is your close, okay? Because the waiting room creates all the urgency, it creates all the value, and it creates all the motivation of what level do you want to join at. It knocks all out. We can take away the 20% dual team. You can take away the 20% matching, and if it were all equal dual team payouts on the whole comp plan, just by slapping you up in front of hundreds of people, you know, and dozens of people, that would make sense for me to do a leader pack anyway.
Yep.
You know, so your close is built in with the waiting room and the projects, guys. Your presentation is passing out chocolate, showing a video, doing a three-way, over and over and over again. So the question is, how many times are you going to do that a day? There could be 5 people watching the video. It could be 2. So I want to make sure, you know, Miles, in old school network marketing, like you and I know, okay, you know, we had to show the plan, right? Like we had to physically be there to do the presentation. We don't have to do that anymore, but I'll tell you what I don't, and I think is what you're alluding to, is just sending someone to a website is not a presentation. Just saying, hey, I'm going to send you to a website. I'm telling you right now, that is not a presentation. If it's a presentation, it's someone who is a specific time, a specific place, with a specifically scheduled follow-up. Otherwise, so you don't have to be there on hand, you don't have to be in person, but for it to count as a presentation, it has to be at a specific time and place. I don't care if they're watching the video themselves at home, but there's a specific follow-up and a three-way. If those things aren't happening, it is not a presentation. So blasting out on your Facebook page, go watch this video, or shooting out a text, go watch this video, that's not a presentation, guys. It's got to be the full first base, second base, third base. First base chocolate, second base video, third place three-way, home base close, you know, sign, buy, or die, as we all, you know, like we used to say.
Sign, buy, or die.
Yeah, that's right. They sign, or you follow up until they die. That's one.
Sign, buy, or die, meaning you follow up until they die. Okay. You sign up, follow up, okay.
I've lost a few good prospects throughout the years.
Sign, buy, or die. Love it. Now, does that make sense, guys? So we're all clear on what a presentation is? Yes or yes? I need to know in the back, guys. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so the first focus was how many times per day I was willing to show the plan. He told me, if you're going to be the leader, you're going to get this done, it's got to be 7 to 10 every single day. Every single day. Again, I'm full-time. If you're part-time, minimum 2 a day. Okay? Minimum 2 a day. And he just defined what showing the plan is all about. So you got it, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
All right, good. The second focus is how many people, what's my goal? How many people am I putting in the system per day? Per day. Every single day. What is my goal? Now, I got to be honest with you. You know, a lot of people don't have goals. And when you don't have a goal, I'll promise you, you'll hit that every single day. A lot of people, the reason why they don't have goals is because, you know, Romacio, I set a goal and I didn't hit it. So, okay, because I didn't hit it, I'm not going to set it the next time, so therefore I have nothing to shoot for. Well, you might as well go ahead and pull a lottery ticket. That's the mentality. You have to literally stay on top of these 2 numbers. How many times a day you show the plan? How many people are you planning on putting in the system today? Okay? You have to do that. And every day I was sending him my numbers. This is what I did. This is what I did. Every day. Just a text message. This is what I did. See, you cannot control how many people are going to sign up. You can't control that. But what you can control is your own effort. Does that make sense? And when I don't see effort, that means you really don't want what you say you want. And that's when we got to get in the mirror. I'm serious. Well, the kids. Well, everybody's got kids. Well, money. Everybody's got money issues. Well, my relationship. Divorce rate is 83%. Everybody's got something going on in a relationship. 83% first time. Okay. Well, my knee hurts. Mine does too. I'm just being honest with you. You're going to have to literally what do you really want? Now, here's the good news. Look at what just happened in 30 days, guys. I mean, I want to go from the outhouse to the pink house in 30 days. This is what it takes. A daily focus, 2 things. Don't want you concerned about who's going to listen. If there's one thing you all should learn, people join the business. True or false?
True.
We just got 610 of them to join last month. And now it'll be another 1,000 this month. So you're looking at over 1,600 in 60 days. People are good. Do we have compelling information? Yeah. So what you've got to do is control the controllable. And what's controllable is you. How many times per day are you willing to show the plan? And how many people per day will you be putting in the system? Some of you want to call your downline. Let me see what they're going to do. Your downline is going to do what you do. So right now, none of you should be trying to manage anything. You don't have anything to manage. You should be focused on just you right now. Daily activity, that's it. And I said, Stephen, it's really that simple? He said, listen, I got everything else, Ross. But what I can't control is your effort. That's all on you. I said, no problem. Just tell me exactly what to do. This all we should do. 7 to 10 presentations every day. And I recorded the presentation. All right, I can do that. I can do that. And then it got real fun. And so anytime you start to see me shake like this, that means I'm excited because my brain, my emotions, it gets it. It's very simple. It just requires action. Everybody say action. That's why I told you in the beginning, high activity, it'll cure every problem you got. Every single problem you got. You don't think it's going to work? High activity. You worry about the ingredients? High activity. Somebody signed up, they quit? High activity. When you got high activity going on, you forget stuff super fast. That makes sense? Somebody told you no? I don't remember. And like he told you, when you go diamond, you need people in your diamond code. Hey, you remember when I told you I was going to put in 500 people? Well, we did 600. Hey, listen, I just thought I'd, kind of be your wake-up call this month and let you know that we're going to do 1,000. You ready now? Does this make sense?
So, or you want to wait till next month when there's 2,000, but then you're below the 1,500. It's all good. Just tell me what you want. I mean, so you have the power. That's the whole point. You must. There were a lot of people in your life you thought were going to come, family. You had close friends that thought you were going to come, didn't come with you. Right. And you had some people said they were going to do it that didn't. I mean, you had people join and quit. You had that one particular lady down in Louisiana who said, we're going to light up the world, and the next thing you know, she returned her stuff. It don't matter, guys. So it's just, in other words, you have your daily operating procedure. How many times am I showing the plan today? Okay. How many people am I putting in the system? It could be you doing a launch call. It could be playing that video. It could be sit down one-on-one. By the way, if you get one-on-one, play the video. If you can get one-on-one, play the video. If you can put people in front of a computer on a launch call and play the video instead of presenting on the launch call, play the video. Anytime you can play that video because it's duplicatable. Does that make sense? Now, some cases you're not. Some executive lunches you can't show a video. It's not conducive. Fine. Some meeting halls it's not conducive. Fine. But anytime you can, always show it. Okay, and then you close it at the very end because of duplication. But the point is, you never wane. And by the way, too, we had your rank goal. But it's like you set the goal, but then it's bite-sized every single day. It's every single day I'm chunking off, here's my number, you reverse engineered your pen, you knew what you needed to put in per day, and every single day I was just slicing off what that daily number was, stacked on the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then of course before you know it, you were within earshot, and that's when you finished it off. On Thanksgiving, by the way, Thanksgiving, how about that? That was the biggest thing that I learned from working with Steve was high activity. Control the controllable. If you want high activity, that's the biggest thing that I learned. That's why it will be the number one thing that I teach. When he told me going to the top, all that's a matter is just work ethic, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. We will not be outworked. I don't care who you are, because work is something that I can control, and so can you. Does that make sense? Work to me is just effort. That's all it is. Okay. Does this make sense to you guys? Now, here's the deal. What we want to do here, guys, I want to give you guys a chance to ask your questions. But before you do so, I've got a question. How many of you guys want the next 30 days of your life to be monumental, whatever that was? And by the way, just so you know, Stephen, what was the income goal that I wanted to hit the very first month? It's 50 grand. 50 grand. Let me ask you a question. I didn't know what it was going to shake out to be. He just said, Mouse, one day at a time. If you don't do this, you got no shot at getting it done. Right. But you got to do this to make it happen. I didn't know what it was going to be. But how many of you would be willing to go all out and let it be 15,000 more for the month than what you anticipate? Not less, more. But you got to put it all on the line. You got to put it all on the line. And I know not all of you are ready for that.
that's okay. But I can tell you this. Here's the deal. If you don't put it on the line, 90 days from now, more than likely, you won't even be in the company. 90 days from now, you probably won't even be here if you don't let that high activity start now. Why? Because those thoughts are going to start coming to the front of your mind. It's not going to work. Nobody likes this chocolate. Guys, I never worry about that at all. At all. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, it is, huh? Yeah. That makes sense? Okay? So now, let me let you guys go away because Steve's got to get out of here and answer a couple questions. Any quick questions that you guys have for Steve real quick?
Well, we need to plan that. What I would like to do next is I think, what I want to do is use webinars, and I want to use our local meetings. Guys, just so you know, when we get into the holidays this month, we're not slowing down. We are going to keep this thing cranking. I mean, obviously on the major holidays we won't be in activity, but on the day before and the day after we will. And we'll be having massive calling blitzes. You guys are going to do, here's what you need to understand about holidays, and going back to the question. You guys have, during the holidays, one of the greatest opportunities to grow your business because you have so many people that you're meeting with and that you're seeing and that you're exposed to that you maybe normally wouldn't be exposed to. Yeah, because you're in town or you're traveling to their area, they're coming to you, whatever. So it's an opportunity to get in front of people that you might not otherwise see. So we're not slowing down whatsoever when it comes to the growth throughout the holidays. As a matter of fact, if anything, we're going to turn it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into higher rate of activity in faster ways. Things like sizzle calls, wake-up calls, 15-minute presentation calls, launch calls, webinars, etc., that will run through the holiday season. So he and I just going to sit down and plan it. If it's in December, if it's in January, I'm pretty much game. What I want to do, though, guys, is I really want to get serious about mapping out California. And I want you to let your prospects take you where they take you. But we want to get Southern California rocking, we want to get the Bay Area rocking, San Jose, the whole area. Because next time I come to town, I'd like to do a 4, 5, 6 city tour for sure. And so we'll get those dates locked in to let you guys know as soon as possible. I mean, you'll find, look, I've been here for the last since October the 15th, I was in town probably 4 weeks out of the last 6 or 7. Does that make sense? So I gotta go back to Europe, gotta go back to Italy between now and 2. I know that's tough.
So what I'm going to do real quick, because I know you guys have questions, but I also kind of know some of the things you guys want to know. So you better be alert, because here it comes. It's going to go quick. All right, so I'm going to let Steve demonstrate exactly what to do on a couple of things. There's a couple of things to get him out of here. Number 1, presentation is over, turn to the guest, and here's the objection. Steve, I don't have any money.
That's the best part about it. I know how you feel, because I was really struggling financially as well when I first got started. But let me ask you a question, okay? If your refrigerator were to break down tonight, okay, and your food was getting hundreds of dollars worth of food, was getting ready to spoil, okay, you were going to have no way of providing that for your family, okay, and it was only $200 to repair the fridge. Who would you call?
I'd call a few family members.
Let's get them on the phone right now. Let's call them. Okay, if it's an emergency, it's the same thing. If you're 35 years old, as talented as you are, you don't have $200, something in your life's got to change. I'm committed to helping you make that change. Let's make that phone call right now.
Stephen, okay, took care of my issue. Stephen, man, this looks great, but you know what, man? I'm a physician. I'm an XYZ, whatever. I just, man, time. I don't have any time.
That's the best part. I was the same way. When I first got started, I was busy. I owned a company, a business, and I was self-employed. When you're self-employed, you don't really own the company. It really owns you, But let me tell you what I found. The beauty of 360, because it's chocolate, everybody already understands the product. So all I had to do to get this launched was literally, as I was just out and about throughout my day, in your case, it might be seeing patients, it might be your office staff, colleagues at church, the gym, whatever. I just started passing out free samples of chocolate. And then all I did was have them go watch that video, and then really, man, I let my upline kind of take the ball from there. I let them talk to them and answer their questions and that sort of thing. So here's what I suggest. You've got a lot of great contacts. You know a lot of great people. I've got the time, okay? So why don't we marry your contacts, your time together, okay? I don't need anything from you. Just give me the contacts. I'll make the rest of it happen, okay? And you use my time and your contacts to make magic happen here in the business. Gets you a $5,000 or $10,000 payment.
Sounds good. You know what, Stephen? You know what? This looks good and everything, but I can't make any decision without talking to my better half.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I got to do that.
Let me ask you a question, and I understand, and I don't want to interfere with what you have going on with your better half. But let me ask you a question here. If you were walking down the road tomorrow, and you saw, let's just say for example, she's into handbags, and she loves handbags, okay? And you saw a handbag, she wanted, okay, normally around $1,000 on sale for $1,200, okay? You picked the phone up, you couldn't reach her, and she didn't answer her phone, she was busy, and you bought that handbag for her, brought it home as a gift, do you think she'd be upset with you?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? Let's get you in right now, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take home a free gift of chocolate to her tonight, okay? Healthy chocolate's absolutely delicious, most amazing chocolate you've ever tried in your life. You're gonna take home a free gift of chocolate to her tonight. And here's what's gonna happen. Let's take that first $1,000 you earned, and let's go buy her that handbag, or that gift, or whatever it is that she's got.
Now, if I'm the girl, I'm taking it home to him.
You can press me for more if you want.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll press. But you know, Steve, I don't know. If I take home some chocolate to him, you know, I don't know how he's gonna feel about that.
And I can certainly understand where you're coming from, you know. But here's what I know. You know, you're committed to your family, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know, sometimes as a leader of your home, okay, you know, obviously, and this could go for a man or woman. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, listen. Sometimes when it comes to the best choices for your family, you know, sometimes you see opportunities come and go, and sometimes for the love of your family, you got to jump all over it. You know what I'm saying? You got it right in front of you. You got to be willing to take this thing. You've got an opportunity. A lot of people in this room tonight go below you. I don't think your wife would be upset if you joined, so you could have an extra 5 or 10 people down below you to make you thousands of dollars, would you?
No.
And if so, you know what? If we need to, let's get on the phone and call her right now. I'll talk to her and I'll explain it to her.
Awesome.
So let me just real quick. Objections, when it comes to handling objections in your planner, we have a whole section. We also have them on the video series, on the audio series, the power series. Objections are not about closing. Okay, you find these on 360u.biz. You have any of these for sale there, by the way?
2 more left.
We need to get some stock of these out here. Okay? Yeah, I know you got a lot. But this is a great CD set, guys. It's 4 CDs. And this is, and I'm not saying this because I primarily recorded it. It's just the details on this are absolutely incredible. And basically, we took the business for you and we broke it down into basic business building, tools and technology, and advanced strategy. And it follows right along with your planner. So there's a whole series on the audio as well as in the book about objections. The thing I want you to handle for objections, I want you to remember this. Your number one goal in prospecting is to simply collect a decision. Your goal is not to sign people out of the business. That has to be their decision. When it comes to handling objections, what you're really trying to find out is what's the real issue? What's the real objection? You know, because these little things like this, well, those are called smoke screens. And part of handling objections and letting them throw them at you and you kind of dodge them a little bit, throw out another thought, is just to try to find a way to whittle down what the real reason is. Okay? Is it the fact that my wife doesn't let me make any financial decisions without her? Is that the real reason? Is the real reason I don't have the money? Is the real reason I've tried one of these before and I'm afraid it won't work for me again? Is it I'm afraid of what people are going to say or think?
Yeah.
Let's just get to the real reason. Just tell me the real deal. So I'll handle a few objections like this. And at the end of throwing a few out there, I've got a response for you. Okay, and you can memorize those. But the point is, at the end of the day, when it comes to handling objections, I'll try to handle a few objections. But if it gets to a point where I'm trying to convince that person, or I'm trying to talk them into it, or I'm trying to sell them, I'll stop right there and say, you know what, man, listen, I appreciate it. It's obviously not for you. How about picking up a couple of boxes of chocolate tonight, helping me out, being a customer, and just trying some product for you. I'll just move right off of it, guys. I don't need somebody signing up that doesn't want to be in the deal. That's because I'm telling you right now, if you sign them up, all you're going to deal with is them, wanting to quit on you every day or calling up, threatening. By the way, I don't take threats to quit. If you're going to threaten to quit in less than 3 years, don't join. Okay, seriously, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Doesn't mean, by the way, let me just say one thing. It doesn't mean you're not going to get emotional. I will take phone calls from any distributor when it comes to their emotions at any time. You can call me, and the same goes for him. You can tell me you're having a horrible day. You can tell me you're afraid. You can tell me that you're worried. You can tell me you're scared. You can tell me, you can be honest with any of your feelings, okay? But what doesn't work is threats, okay? Or I'm thinking about quitting and all that. Well, great, I suggest you go ahead and quit. That's what I'll tell you, okay? Because I got somebody else that wants your position. Can you fill the paperwork out now? Okay? That's one thing we don't do. We're committed. So we're committed to one another. Does that make sense? And it's going to take time, guys. You're going to have some ups. You're going to have some downs. You're going to have some highs. You're going to have some lows. Does that make sense? Okay, so I don't know how we got off on that.
No, that's good. I like it. Listen. All right, real quick, another one, and then we go into one other thing. Steve, I'm not the pyramid. That's really, this looks like one of those pyramids, multi-level or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, do you like those types of pyramid businesses?
No, I've heard negative things, and I've even tried it, didn't work.
Well, you know what? I agree. I feel the same way, and that's where you're going to level out 360. Because really what we are is we're really a chocolate company, just like a Nestle, just like a David, just like Ghirardelli. The only difference is we do all of our sales, but we have virtual franchisees. So we don't really have, a franchise where you have to go out and you have to open a storefront. All of our franchisees just have their storefront on the internet. And so it's really very simple. It's very similar to McDonald's, so that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get you started. Do you want to make it a 10 or 15 or 20% commission?
Attention.
Excellent. Go ahead. Get that paperwork filled out. I'll get your stuff ready to roll. Get you into business and make money right away.
Okay, that's good. All right, now, that's done with that. Last thing here. Steve, I want you to demonstrate with them exactly what you do. You just signed me up. Because I know a lot of you here are new. You just got into business, and I already know this was not done for you. And those of you that are in the business for the last 30 days, we need to fix this. This is exactly what you do when you sign up a person. I don't care if they live in New Jersey, Hawaii, next door, doesn't matter. This is, everybody say exactly? Exactly what you do.
Okay. First things first, Gene, pull up the win sheet for me. The win sheet, folks, was designed to be your guide to getting started, just so you know. So when you guys are bringing your new folks in, you need to pull your win sheet out and you need to win that person over, okay? Because just signing somebody up and saying, congratulations, welcome aboard, I'll see you later, that's recruiting, that's sales, that's not sponsoring, okay?
Win means what's important now. He said win you over, what's important now is what win means.
So what we want to do is we want to get 3 simple steps knocked out, okay? So what we do in our win sheet is, I'll pull it out, Romacio, welcome to the team. We're excited to have you on board. Just want to go through a few things of what to do to get you started correctly. We've got a document, it's called the win sheet, that stands for what's important now. Because obviously there's going to be a lot that's important later, but we want to focus on the most important steps right away. Now,
Understood.
the most important thing is getting you to start, right? Sharing that 5%, we talked about that during the presentation. I want to help you get that knocked out this week. Now let me remind you a little bit of what STAR will do for you. STAR has all these benefits, bam, 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 bam. Okay? Matter of fact, we have a tracker for you, so you can track STAR. Here's the way we track it based on names. And whenever we sign somebody up, we're just going to fill that in, and then we're going to go check these boxes off. Now, and also one thing, I just noticed you started with a basic pack. Before I even get this put into the computer and we have to pay additional shipping and taxes, why don't you let me go ahead and at least upgrade you to a builder so we can at least check that first box off tonight. Would that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So he may say no, he may say yes. The point is I try. Okay? So hopefully maybe I'll get into a builder. Maybe I'll go ahead and get into a leader. So we're going to go ahead and check that off right now. And I'll take my red pen, I'll check that off right there. Now, the next step is we need to get 3 personals for you, and we need to get you to 1,000 PSV to get you to start. So I'm not saying I need you to sponsor people because I'm trying to make my rank, and I really appreciate if you could get going to help me make some money. No, I said we need to get you to start. We need to get you in the revenue pool, right? So folks don't what's in it for us. So we need to get 3 personals quickly and 1,000 PSV. Now, here's what I know, okay? You're obviously going to have some people that are very close to the family, that if you had an opportunity to put them in on the ground floor, you probably want to have some of your very close friends and family versus strangers, right? Or acquaintances. Okay? So here's what I'm going to suggest. We've got a hot list right here. Most people have 3 to 5 people that are really close to them in their life. Like for you, it's obviously your mom, right? And for you, it might be Rashon. It might be Stephanie for who you want, right? It could be Julie, right? These are the people who are really close to you in your life. You definitely, without a doubt, would want to give them the greatest opportunity first. So let's pop that hot list here. Let's just write that real quick. Who would those people be? Stephanie, Rashon. No. Okay, great. All right, excellent. So here's what I would suggest we do, just real quick before we even go any further. Let's get a launch call scheduled, okay? Because the best way to do this is to get we don't need a full, your mom doesn't need 4 days to find out about 360. We need to get a call. We don't have to book your mom to an appointment 2 days in advance. We need to get your mom on the phone this afternoon. We need to get Stephanie on the phone this afternoon. This afternoon. Let's do this quickly. Let's get you started before the day's over. Okay. Let's really get in. Plus those top positions. That way they're not giving to somebody else. They're going to you love and care about. Okay.
I understand.
Now, we'll knock that out. Let's go and get that scheduled right now. Moss, next step, we're going to follow those 3 steps we talked about in the presentation. So, first things, we'll want to get a happy hour for you, okay? Now, as you can see here, we need to get 2 happy hours scheduled for you in the next 14 days. We'll do that in just a moment. We're going to watch a training video on the happy hour. I want you to do that for me, as well as print the checklist, okay? And I'll go through more of the details there. Next, we're going to get some chocolate in your hand. We want you to start sampling with simple questions and just give away free chocolate. And of course, I want to get you plugged in. Matter of fact, you got your cell phone with you? Pull this out real quick. I want you to text Join 360 to 96360. Just knock that out real quick, okay? Have them do that, okay? I want you to go ahead and you're on Facebook next, you want to like us on Facebook, contact your top 3 leaders for introductions, get yourself plugged in. And of course, we have an next meeting and others. So. Now, if you'll scroll down, a couple other things I just want to share with you. 360 resources here. This is where you'll find some more of your resources, websites and things like that for you to access. We have a conference call schedule. I'll kind of run through this a little bit. The vision call really important Monday nights. I'll highlight that a little, doing a little bit of an abbreviated version. But the point is, I'm just hitting a few of the highlights for him because, guys, if I don't give this, he's going to go look for it somewhere. So here's the information you want to go to. If you have a team site, you can write that down. Here's our phone number. Here's the conference calls. And by the way, here's the names of your support team. Okay, so just so you know, while he's filling out his paperwork, this is what I fill out. I'm writing in the names and phone numbers. It gives me something to do while I'm waiting on him to complete the application. Okay. Then, of course, I'll go through the back, the 3 questions for sampling, how to contact and invite, the script, what we're going to say. And then I'll come back around and I'll go down the bottom, please. I'll come back around and I'll say, now the beauty of this whole process, Romacio, of getting this whole thing moving, is that we're going to create this duplication through our stairway. So the first thing we're going to do is help you qualify star to share the 5%. But very quickly, we're going to help you qualify bronze and get you to the blessing bonus. And the beauty of this, the only thing we have to do is help you and a few others make star, and you'll be a bronze. And there, Romacio, we're going to duplicate the silver. So I'm going to start painting a bigger picture. So I'm kind of reviewing the sheet for him a little bit, kind of just giving a thumbnail sketch overview. I've already filled in much of the documentation, okay? And we're going to come back. We've got our launch calls. I'm going to get that put together right away. Then I'm going to go back to the front of the page. If you'll scroll back up, okay? And I'm going to say, so let's go ahead and get that those happy hours booked for you here. Let me take a look and see what I'm capable of doing here with my schedule. I'm really busy right now. Let me just see here for a second. Let's see here. Back here. Let me see here. Today's Saturday. Let's see. No, I can't do that. Let me ask you a question. What night's busiest for you next week? Is it Tuesday or Thursday? Thursday. Thursday, okay, great. We'll do the first one Tuesday at 7. We'll make it down on Romacio Tuesday at 7. So, okay, great. And then, and I don't want you to worry about how we're going to do these. These are very easy. I'll show you how to do everything. I just want to go get to the calendar because my schedule's filling up really fast. Next week, what night's business for you next week? Would it be Wednesday or Thursday next week?
Thursday's the business day.
Okay, excellent. So Wednesday, we'll do the 18th for your second. So you want to go and write that in right there, just Thursday the 18th at 7 and Tuesday the 12th at this time. Great. Excellent. And then, again, don't worry about how to do these. So this is all I get into. I just get the schedule and I can walk. There's too much information to slow it down. Don't worry about how they're done. I'm going to hold your hand through this whole process. Very easy. And we've got a great video. I want you to watch that. I'll coach you through some of that. Don't worry about those yet, okay? Next thing, I want you to get a couple of boxes of chocolate, okay? Now, depending upon how they join, what level, you can give it away if you want, or you can sell it if you say, look, these are, X amount. So why don't you go and just write me a check if you want to, and I'll pay the shipping and all that. But I want to get you some samples in your hand. And I want you to start giving some samples away. And I'd like to see you give away a couple boxes this week, a couple bags this week.
You mentioned something about getting on the phone with Stephanie and my mom. Those 3
Yeah, I'll come back to that just 1 second. I'll go ahead and get yourself on a regular auto ship, okay? But
yeah, wait. You said auto ship. What does that mean? You're going to charge my credit card next month?
Yeah, well, you want to have some chocolate, right?
Well, yeah.
So what we're going to do is this.
You mean EFT?
What's that?
You're going to automatically debit?
Well, if you want to. Now, what we're going to do quickly is get those 3 customers for you. And once you have those 3 customers, they'll satisfy your auto ship. But you're going to have some chocolate to one cent. It's not a big deal. You'll make way more than that. It's no about that.
But see, what I'm going to do with all that chocolate, though? I mean, all this chocolate, I just paid $1,200. You're going to hit me again next month for another $100?
Yeah, most likely. You'll be out of it by that time.
I'll be out of the chocolate.
Without that, you'll be happy. Plus, we're going to do these happy hours right here.
Uh-huh.
And you do a lot of sampling. We'll probably sell all your chocolate within the next 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to be out of samples. We want to get a few samples. You can adjust this later. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Not a contract or anything like that.
No contract.
No, of course not.
Okay.
But the point is, though, is we'll want to think about how much you're going to use. And so we'll revisit this in a couple of weeks, okay? Now, I also want you to get plugged into our system. And here's how we get you plugged in. There's a few details here. Plugging into our conference calls. We talked about those. I want you to get on those. I definitely want you to call those upline leaders today to meet them and all that sort of thing. Now, one of the things really important to us is our next big event. It's coming up the weekend of January 24th in Dallas. It's called the Now 2014 Conference. It's the most important event ever in the history of our company, okay? It is major. People are coming from all over the world. You've got to be at this event. So I want you to start making plans for that. We'll write it down. Here's the registration form. If you want to go and get registered now, we can go and do that now if you're comfortable. Okay, I'll try to get you registered. Maybe I'll do, I don't press for it. So you'll be surprised how many people you sign up that'll register right then. If you ask, the foul is in not asking, right? And so we get that done, and that next event's going to be very important. And if I don't get you registered now, I'm going to get you registered. Okay? And so basically what I've done, guys, is I've got my events booked. I've got a launch call or two scheduled. Okay? So I don't need to wait 7 days for a launch call. It's a conference call, right? People can dial in from anywhere. I've got a couple of events booked. I don't go into more detail because it's too much information. They'll start backcutting on me and all sorts of stuff. So basically, Moss, that's how you get a new person started. You know, get a couple of events booked for them, get a launch call or two, get some chocolate in their hand, get them informed, and get them out the door and on to the next meeting.
And those 3 people that you're talking about helping go start,
Yeah.
just put them on the phone with you.
Yeah, we're doing that call this afternoon.
Okay, so what do you want me to do on that call?
Look, all I want you to do is fill the call. Let them know that you want to see something absolutely incredible. There's a company that's a chocolate business that's exploding like crazy. And you just got involved and you want to hear more about it.
Got it, okay.
Yeah, it's moms, it's Steph. I mean, it's not, you don't need to get to a lot of information, just get on this phone.
Got it. You guys get it?